Hi guys, welcome back. I had originally done a double din radio install video on the 90 to 92 Camaros, and you can go back and see that. And at the time, I had recommended. Well, I didn't recommend it because it wasn't a review of the bezel that I used, but I said it was nice actually, right? And I liked the grain on it and the finish. I thought it looked good. But since I tell you, I'm gonna retract that. The bezel didn't hold up very long actually, and just normal, use. This is a convertible car, but just keeping the top down a little bit, the bezel warped, and it warped really badly, in a matter of like no time. So we were very disappointed with it. So I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you the impact. So I'm going to go through the process. I'm not going to go through the process of showing you how to remove it. That you can go back to the original video on that. But I did feel an obligation to circle back with everyone and let you know that it was actually a fail. When it came to the bezel, and I'll show you. We've since have gotten a new bezel, and we think it's a little bit better quality. The finish is not the same. I prefer the finish of the old one that's warped. But listen, at this point, I just want the bezel and the radio finalized. And let me bring you along, and I'll show you what I mean. So this is the bezel that I had originally used on the double din. Look at the green. It looks nice, right? I mean, right now, it had other fitment issues, but I don't even care about that. Like you see, in order for this button, to clear this, I've had to push this to the side, right? And that's terrible, but that's our fault, right? You could get a button that's down here, or a button in the middle, or no buttons. That was our bad planning, right? But, you know, either way, that's neither here nor there for this. Look at this. I did want to show you. Look at the bezel. See, it's warped here, and look at the bottom. See, it's warped. See, that it's just terrible. That's just unacceptable, right? It's one thing, for us to have to deal with this. That's on us. But the fact that the bezel itself, it's warping, just because you leave it out in the sun for a little bit, like the OG plastic, is not warping, right? So, and it's exposed to the same sunlight. Yeah, so this turned out to be really disappointing. I felt obviously again to update you guys and let you know that this one was a fail from Amazon, and it was pretty pricey actually. It cost like $52. So, we got a new one from let's see, from eBay. Okay, this is the new one from eBay. And a couple of things I noticed. This was half the price, it was like in the $26 range. A couple of things I noticed. Look, the grain, it doesn't match. It really doesn't match that grain. All right. It's you kind of see the cut lines. They're both 3D printed, but this has detail on it. You see the detail? It matches the the detail of what's on the car now, the original detailing, right? See that? So they made an attempt to match all that, which is really appreciated, right? And so that's really nice. The other thing that I noticed on first review is this. Look, see the back? It's kind of grooved and, right? So, it feels sturdier and heavier than the one that's warped, back there. All right, I'm not happy with the grain, but all things considered, I rather have a sturdier piece. And look, if it fails as well, I will certainly let you know. But if in a couple of weeks, if it's still good, I will update you all again. But as far as I'm concerned, this one already feels much better. The build quality is better. It's half the price. And unfortunately, just the grain doesn't match well, but it's okay. It's all black. So, all right, I'm going to go ahead and just, I'll show you the end result when it's all put back together. If you want to see that process, just go back to one of the earlier videos that shows the whole removal and installation process, okay? All righty, guys. I'll bring you back when it's all done. This is a thumbs down. Well, this is a cleaner fit. Don't have to use that bezel actually. All right, well, let's see. Let's see. All right, let me bring you back. So this is the bezel that I had on it now. You know, again, the grain's really nice. But look, I just wanted to show you. You can see that. See, that's all warped out. You know, it's just bad. It didn't warp on the other side as much, but it's still curved. Hard to see, but it is curved. There you see the edges. It's just terrible. Well, that's really unfortunate. You know, this one was like $52. I kid you not. It's not cheap, right? Even the bottom is warped. See that? So it's just unacceptable. You know, the other thing I thought, honestly, you know, I thought I was gonna like this integral, you know, kind of radio holder thing, but you can see it breaks right away. If you just put a little, you just squeeze on it a little bit, they snap. So it's not very sturdy. Your best bet, the new one that I got, it relies on this, right? So so I'll show you. So the new one does not have the integral radio holder, right? So you kind of, you know, you mount it to your radio, and then, you know, this kind of, I guess, kind of sits in there, right, like that. And then so this will hold your radio. This positions the radio forward and aft, right? And the bezel just screws on normally, and just covers it. The second thing, I mean, both of them, I thought, you know, see, I thought this one had this kind of, this more rigid frame. It turns out both of them have. Gives me a little bit of concern for the new one, but for whatever reason, this one, the new one, it feels heavier, you know, so than this original one. So even though it doesn't have this integral radio mount, than the original still feels much lighter. So it's a little bit more promising. Yeah, so we'll see. And the second thing that I really like about the other one, so far the only thing I'm not liking about this is this finish, right? It's like a smooth finish. You know, the other one, it has the like nice grainy, sandy look to it. See that versus that. But listen, beggars can be picky. This one was also $26, right? So, but as you can see, look at the bezels also. You see this has detail. This has detail all around it. This one does not, right? And the other thing I like, the opening for the radio, this one's a little bit smaller than that one, than the original. It's a big difference actually, because the original, I had to use the bezel that it came with, and the bezel didn't that the radio came with, and it exactly didn't line up. So you see the top line left to right, it was interrupted by this outer bezel. Don't like that, but I had no choice. I kind of had to, it was a small price to pay to doing this reverse double din install. On the new one, it's nice. The radio fits without the bezel, and it's a perfect clearance. And the radio itself has like a little bezel, so it doesn't project any more than it needs to. And this fits nicely snug all around the existing radio. So I do not need this bezel. So I'm liking that a lot. Alrighty, so look, again, this was intended to be a review. This was solely to show you my experience, given that such a fail with that one. All right, so I'm gonna just go ahead and start mounting this all up. And again, this is not a how-to on this really. I'm just kind of giving you the updates as to where it stood because I did put that video out there, and some people had already asked me for a link to it. So hope you all get to see this and maybe avoid that one. All right. And if this one fails, I'll let you know as well. But if I don't post another video, it means this one's so far so good. Okay. All right. Let me continue with this process. So this eBay unit was also trash. It was junk. It had all types of fitment issues as well. So as you can see by the photos on the left, the HVAC controls, again, they didn't align. It looked terrible. Junk. Don't get that one either. All right, guys. This is my third bezel, actually. I started off getting an eBay unit. No, I started off getting an Amazon unit. That one, I explained the issues. I got an eBay unit, which looked promising. The build was stronger. It was better with reverse din, but the angle of the AC control at the bottom wasn't fitting. The angle was just really off. So ultimately, I reached out to Starbuck Innovative Designs, and I got this one. This is a standard dim, you know, I mean, it's a double din, but I mean, standard mount. I'm keeping the controls on the top. I'm just gonna keep it that way, and hopefully this one would be the one that works for me. Okay, so let me bring you along for that. Okay, immediately what I could tell you, it comes with these brackets right here. These are aluminum, and they're fairly thick, right? And the length from here to here, it's much greater than your standard mount. See the standard mount, it's 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 smaller, okay? So these from Starbuck Innovative Designs, it's a much beefier mounting, and the tab is longer, which allows you to, you know, more easily mount it on the, on the console. But let me show you that, you know. Actually, my intent is really not to just do an install video of this, but I'm just kind of showing you this for the purposes of ultimately why I ended up changing this, okay? So I'm gonna keep this orientation, although this new system from Starbucks, if I'm calling it correctly, I'm sorry, it comes with its own brackets to remount the HVAC controls, the climate control. I think it repositions it up just a little bit so that the radio fits, and so that you're not going to use this existing bezel, okay? This existing bezel, you're going to do away with it. Well, you're going to save it, of course, if you want to. But yeah, so let me just get that out, okay? And I'll show you how this gets put together. All right, guys, these are the brackets, mounted, and these are the brackets, the aluminum brackets that it comes with. I just got to play around with it to level it out a little bit. And same thing, fore and aft with the radio and side to side. But the benefit of these brackets is that they extend. The other ones are a little short, right? The stock ones. The brackets that the bezel comes with are elongated, so you could actually use them. So I just thought I wanted to just point that out. Okay. So I'm going to show you what this all looks like put together. All right, guys, this is the mount, the bezel finally installed. I will just say this wasn't a review, intended to do a review of this bezel, but this bezel is far superior to the unit that I got from Amazon and from eBay for a number of reasons. For one, the fit and finish, right? You get the detail around the outside, right? Around the bottom. I was able to even install this without even, bringing this down. Big win, right? Yeah, everything mounts as it should. The double din radio fits perfect. Again, in my case, I kept the double din radio in its original lower standard mount rather than on the top, the reverse din. In with this is my third time, right? But the reason I did that was because of my button, right? If I would have pre-planned it, I might have moved it up. But the button, as you recall, was here before, and it was kind of a PIA, right? Because even from the driver's side, as you could imagine, from up here, you know, the button was kind of pinched right here, bad. But that was my, kind of poor planning and not coordination. But also, I didn't know. So, if you're all doing this something similar, you may want to coordinate the location of the button. I said this in my earlier video when I did the install of the old bezel, right? And so you got to go backwards and look at that. But yeah, in my case, but you know what? We're really, really super excited with this one. I like the fact that it does stay, in the original radio mounting location, the standard install, like the original radio down here. So I like that. And also when you're driving, the shift is back here, right? So it doesn't obscure the view in any way. The shifter here clearly looks like it's there. But look, if I turn on the car, I'm not gonna turn it on, but right? I'm just gonna put it in drive and get this out of the way. Right? There you go. Right? So you're driving, you don't even see that, you know. So that's a big score. Turn it on. All right, and let that connect there. It's got to connect to my Bluetooth. I don't know what. Oh, yeah. So in any event, you got the idea, you know. So, anyways, it'll connect to my Bluetooth, etc., etc. You get the idea, right? So you got the idea, So it works perfectly, The install is just great, far superior. Look, does it cost money? A little bit more money than the you know Amazon unit? Yes. Is it far superior? Also, yes. Right? So you really get a factory look, and I really, really like that part of it. Again, this was not intended to be a review of the Starbucks Enterprise Innovations. If I said that correctly, but I did want to update the my original uh, double din install video that I had done. Okay, because I might have left the impression that the other one was the way to go. So I rather clarify that. That is not the way to go. This is far superior. I still got to get the plastic off of this, and but I was waiting until we weren't messing with this. I might mess around still up here, whatever, etc. My bi-levels and vents are not really working at the moment, but I'll figure that out, and that's another different video. But yeah, look, guys, I hope that you found useful content out of this, and if you did, thumbs up, like, and subscribe if you want. Otherwise, see you on the next one. All right, everyone. Thanks for watching.